What is going on, everybody? Z here, and welcome to my first video. That is this video. We're gonna make a new type of video. So I myself am I like to think of myself as a fairly casual gamer. I like to play games casually. I don't ever finish games, and I'm not super critical of anything. And I find that a lot of times the reviews from a lot of games coming out from the big reviewers, they don't necessarily line up with how the everyday person feels. So I wanted to make my own kind of thing that talks about my personal experience with the game, what I enjoyed about it, what I didn't enjoy about it, and kind of give you my opinion as just a normal person and not a critic or reviewer that's detached from reality, because I think a lot of reviewers don't really know what they're talking about anymore. So yeah, welcome to our first not a review, because I feel like that's the most anyways, we're gonna get into it. Today we're talking about Astro Bot. So I picked up Astro Bot right when it came out. It's an absolutely adorable game for the PlayStation. I have loved platformers, adventure platformers, since the beginning of time. I've loved them since playing, Super Mario 64, Super Mario even. I mean, as a platformer, right? Side-scrolling platform, but it's a platformer. Absolutely enjoyed platformers my entire life. Super Mario 64 was obviously an iconic one. That was a huge one. And then we had things of like Banjo-Kazooie. We had like Spyro and Crash Bandicoot. We've had this progression of amazing platformers over the years. We've had Ratchet and Clank. We've had Jak and Daxter. I don't know if I would. Yeah, I would say why not? Absolutely. Ratchet and Clank, Jak and Daxter kind of went more open world, but I love those games. Anyways, but it feels like it's been a while, and it feels like a genre that we've kind of taken a step back from over the recent years. And there has been a few games that have been trying to kind of like fill that little void that I feel like has been missing, of these adorable, cutesy, just fun to play, genuinely good time kind of games. And I think Astro Bot has absolutely nailed it. I think it has done everything. I think it has done everything that all these predecessors set out to do. And I think it's done it in a new, cute, meaningful way that can be played by anybody at any time. And it feels like it easily could become like a timeless game. Like you could play it whenever. It doesn't matter if it's new. It doesn't matter if it's 5 years from now, 10 years from now. Like I feel like you could still pick up Astro Bot and still play it. Like you could still pick up, I mean, I guess graphics and stuff dated wise, like you could still pick up Super Mario 64. Like if they did a reboot of it, if you did, you know what I mean? Like you could still pick up those games, play them, and have an absolutely fantastic time. But the environment that they created with Astro Bot and the cute, quirky, like everything is PlayStation related. Like your main mothership is a PlayStation 5 and your rocket ship is a PlayStation controller. And it's like, it's unapologetically, that's what it is. It's not like they tried to hide it. It's like, no, it was at first a PlayStation 5. And they're like, how do we turn this into a ship? It's adorable and it's fun. The controller, obviously, it's a PlayStation 5 controller first. How do we turn this into a spaceship? And it's things like that. It's really fun and I enjoy it. It gives you, the game gives you a villain. It gives you a story arc that you play through like you would any other levels. There's certain levels. There's so many worlds, so many levels in each world. There's things to unlock, so on and so forth. But it feels like there is enough of a story to make you feel like you're doing something, but at the same time, it's not a story-driven game. You don't have to be like in the story. You could just play it mindlessly for fun if you want to, and I absolutely love that about it. It's just calm, it's relaxing, it's chill, it's just fun. It's just in the moment. Each world is just fun and it's unique and it's its own thing. Now, for those of you who might not know, Astro Bot is essentially the expansion. It's not an expansion. I don't want to say it's an expansion, but it's the child or the product that was Astro's Playroom when the PlayStation 5 came out, because Astro's Playroom alone was such an amazing experience for the PlayStation 5. It had everything built in to experience all those new features that the PlayStation had to offer. And it blew up in such a way that I don't think they were expecting, which showed the demand for this type of game, a platformer, a new cute little platformer. Honestly, in my opinion, it's to be rivaled with like the Nintendo platformers. You know what I'm saying? Like this feels, the whole time I was playing it, I felt like I was playing a Nintendo game. And that's not saying anything about Sony. That's not saying anything, but like, the feeling of playing a Nintendo game. A Nintendo game just, they always have that magical little feeling of like, hey, this is fun. I'm enjoying this. I'm just having fun. And it's just fun. It's just, you smile on your face. You're having a good time. Nothing else matters. It's just a good time. And I got that with Astro Bot. And I think it was such a wonderful time. Now, like I said, the story is fun. It's not super in your face. So you don't have to follow the story if you don't want to. Like you basically just play through. like you would any other game. You play the levels, you unlock the boss, you beat the boss, you go to the next world, so on and so forth. But what I like about it is that it's easy enough for almost anybody to pick up, but it also gives you the ability to challenge yourself a little bit, because there are bots in every level, and as you start off, like in the beginning, they're easy to find. All your bots are easy to find. They're basically, the level kind of takes you to where they're all at. It shows you the way. It kind of holds your hand. It shows you where all the puzzle pieces are. But as you progress along, things start getting a little bit more complicated. You can get all the core bots, all the bots that you probably need to progress the story and beat the game. But if you want the special ones, you kind of have to like really start keeping an eye out. You have to start looking for things like, oh, I might need to do this, or I might need to interact with so many of these things in order to cause something to happen. One level that really got me in particular was the it's spoilers, but not spoilers. There's levels based on certain characters. There's a Kratos level, okay? Everybody's gonna know it. It's whatever. But during that level, you can play through the whole level and not even notice. But there's green birds. There's some green birds off in the distance, and you can, if you get them, you have to get so many of them, it causes something to happen. But like, that's not something that's like super easily seen by everybody. Like a child would probably just go right through that and not even notice it. You know what I mean? So it gives you the option to dig in deeper as a more advanced gamer. You can get in there and you can really start looking for these things. You can find all the hard to find bots. You can find all the hard to find puzzle pieces. There's also a different type of there's like a warp world thing where you can find with these, where it basically you find this whole like other exit to the game, and then it unlocks a whole new warped world where you can go into this world and then play that world. So there's a whole plethora of things there's a whole bunch of like secret things to find in addition to like just the core game. So there is absolutely something for everybody. I highly recommend picking it up. Anybody at any age, I think, can play it. I know my kids were absolutely loving it. They were enjoying it. It's a lot of fun. I was enjoying it. It was a lot of fun. I played through probably 75% of the game. I did not beat it. And my one of my key things about these, it's not a review, is I don't want to beat the game. I specifically don't want to beat the game before I make this kind of video, because I want to give you my opinion while I'm playing the game, because I feel like that's the opinion that most people want. People want the opinion of how does it feel during the gameplay, right? I don't care what the story ends like. I mean, obviously I have an idea of how it's going to end. But like, I'm not going to talk about the ending. I want to talk about the gameplay itself. A lot of people might not even finish the game. And that's the thing. A lot of people pick up games. They only play the first few hours of it. They have an absolute blast with it, and then they pick up something else. And you know what I mean? So like, that's why I want to make these type of videos. So do I think it's absolutely worth it? Absolutely. I think it's fantastic. I think it's worth it. It's absolutely a wonderful PlayStation game. It's a wonderful Sony game. I hope they continue it. I hope they keep making Astro Bots. They have the IPs for like all the stuff that they used in there, obviously. And it's all PlayStation stuff, right? So I think they could continue forward with a really fun little legacy here. Now, I will say as a criticism, because there's criticisms about every game. I will say as a criticism that the story, like I said, it doesn't really matter a whole lot. It doesn't really matter, like I said, it doesn't really matter a whole lot. You can play through the game. You understand what's going on. Basically, a big boss comes in, breaks your ship. You need to go find all your ship pieces. Cool. You find all the ship pieces. I feel like the only thing missing to make this like a story arc over time is I feel like the boss needs to be a little bit more developed, a little bit, because there's just nothing there. You know how we have Bowser? Like, we know Bowser. Everybody knows Bowser. Everybody knows Bowser's the enemy, right? We need a little bit more villain arc in there. We need a little bit more of a connection to that boss. In order to to make multiple series of this going forward, because like I said, it's so much fun. I want more. I want so much more. So I feel like we just need a little bit more villain arc in there, and we might get it. Like I said, I haven't beat it. I'm only like 75% through. Maybe there's more to come, but I don't even know like the boss has a name right now, honestly. So that's a thing that I just a little bit of tweaking here and there, but I think they have the recipe for something absolutely amazing, and for something that could come out for futures, for console generations to come. It would be fun to have an Astro Bot release every time like there's a new console or like a new iteration. And maybe not a new iteration, but like a new console. So we got the PlayStation 5 Astro Bot. It would kind of suck to have to wait till PlayStation 6 to get another one, though. You know what I mean? Maybe like a mid-generation Astro Bot. So that's a lot of fun. I absolutely love it. And the worlds, I want to talk about the worlds too a little bit. So the worlds are all varying. They're very different. They're all very fun. You have your water worlds, you have your snowy worlds, you have like all these worlds. The worlds are super interactive. They're super cutesy. Like I said, it honestly just, it feels like a Nintendo production. Like They did such a good job with this. And then you get these little abilities, and the little abilities are just so fun. You get some that you get like a chicken backpack thing that shoots an egg and it becomes a rocket that makes you jump up super high. That's a lot of fun. Like I mentioned about Kratos earlier, you get to play like kind of like as Kratos for a little bit. You get like an axe and stuff like that. So like that's a lot of fun. There's just a lot of different little abilities and stuff, and each level has its own ability essentially. Some of them get reused a few times, but they're reused in a way that doesn't feel like super repetitive. They're reused in a way that feels like it makes sense for the environment or the atmosphere. But yeah, this is I just want to make, like I said, I want to make a video. I want to make a short, not a review over Astro Bot. I love it. I highly recommend it. It's a fantastic game. And if you want to see more videos like this, leave a comment, let me know, because I would like to cover a lot of the bigger games in this format. One video talking about it, my opinion, my feelings, with some video going. And yeah, like that my not a review. So I'm not gonna do a number scale. I don't think I want to do a number scale. I don't think I want to do like a potato scale or a banana scale. I don't want to do any kind of scale. I don't want to do any like letter rating or anything like that. I just want to talk about it, and you take my words and do what you will. If you want to get it, you get it. If you don't want to get it, don't get it. Don't let anybody tell you what you need to do. Enjoy the game yourself. Let me know. Leave comments down below. And if you've played it, let me know down below. Spoiler warning, so don't go down below if you don't want spoilers. Down below, let me know your favorite little backpack, your favorite little like gadget or gizmo or ability. I think mine, I really like the stopwatch for some reason. I think the stopwatch is a lot of fun. I don't know. So that's gonna be mine. But yeah, thank you again for coming out. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. And again, I'll have a link down below to Astro Bot if you're interested. Also, I am gonna be making an unboxing video because I did actually manage to pick up an Astro Bot controller. So we're gonna have an unboxing video come out as well. It's probably just gonna be a short. But yeah, stay tuned for that. Hopefully you guys enjoy. Thank you all so much. I'll see you in the next one. Bye, everybody.